So this is my second week of giving my thoughts, reactions to the ComicTom Hot 10 list, plus another Remember Me for you. I told you I was going to try to keep them coming. Stick around. Okay, so I recorded the entire 25-minute video and realized that I didn't plug in the microphone. It's because I only have 2 ports now, and I had the mouse and the camera. I apologize. You'll understand why I only have 2 ports at the end of the video, but until such time, you have to live with the horrible sound quality. Sorry. What's up, comic family? Thank you for joining yet again. I appreciate you coming, as I always do. Yes, this is my second video now, and hopefully I won't be saying this is my third, my fourth, my fifth, my sixth, my seventh. I'll just say, here's another video. But again, the fact that I got 2 weeks in a row and I'm not dropping the ball, even though I'm still working 7 days a week, is still, it makes me feel good that I'm getting this out there. And as soon as I'm done with this, I am going to get upstairs and watch JP's Budget Collecting's version, not version, he's the original. He's my inspiration on this one. And if you're not watching JP's Budget Collecting, you should be, because he's got not just this, but a lot of great content. So, without further eloquence, let's get into the ComicTom Hot 10 list for this week, February 6th. He did it out, sent it out yesterday, February 5th, 2022. Coming in at number 10, we've got Daredevil, Women Without Fear, number 25. I'm sorry, number 2, the 1 in 25. Okay, now this is, it's a nice cover. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice, I guess, homage to Marvel Age when they first came out, which was like the newspaper of Marvel Comics back then in the day. Most people didn't buy the Marvel Age because we didn't care to like read a newspaper. And 2, we kind of wanted to experience it when it happened in the comic book, not get, a lot of people don't read these things to find out what's coming out in the comic book in 3-4 months. We want to have that shock and awe of reading it the first time. It's kind of like avoiding a spoiler for a movie, So, and that being said, a lot of people say they're going to avoid the spoilers in the movies and don't. But anyway, it is going for $60 now. Guys, I think that right now everything is going crazy with the 1 in 25 variants. Okay, and I think it's all being driven by the Black Panther book. And everybody's worried about missing the next 1 in 25 book that explodes. That is the definition of FOMO. No, I don't see this book. No, there were already enough copies of this book ordered just based on Daredevil, Woman Without Fear, number 1. Okay, it's a hot character. Stores ordered a lot. There's going to be a lot of 1 in 25s out there. This book will drop in price. I would be avoiding it at $60 a pop. If you can get it for $20, $25, go ahead. Make yourself happy. Number 9. Yes, I actually wrote all these things on a little piece of paper. Double-sided. Yeah, I needed it to go double-sided once I got this one. DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian Superhero Celebration, number 1 Art Germ variant, selling for $15. Wow, that's a mouthful. Okay. It might be worth $15. I mean, $15 really isn't that much money to throw out there. And it's a number 1. It's one of the books that has the first appearance of the Monkey Prince. Now, granted, they had the other versions, which actually, had him on the cover. It had him, what do you call it? There were multiple versions. I think one had him on the cover. One was the design variant. This one didn't have him on the cover, but it's a really awesome cover drawn by Art Germ. So, and Art Germ, people either love him or hate him. Okay, I just acknowledge he's a great artist. Okay, whether I love him or not, that is completely irrelevant. $15, that's not that much to throw down on a book. I mean, you think about when it came out, it was $4.99, $3.99. So it's not like it went from 20 cents to $15. It's $4 or $5 to $15. It's not terrible. Will this have long-term investability? It depends upon how good the story is for the Monkey Prince, if he's well received, and right now we're right at the time of the Chinese New Year. It's high focus. You're probably going to find this for more like 8 or 9
in a couple of months, unless Monkey Prince really takes off, at which point, who knows. So this one is kind of a hit or miss. $15, I'd say take a shot. Number 8, Spider-Man number 88. The Adams cover selling for about $15. Now, by the way, I checked online, and there's 2 different covers of this that I saw, and one is listed as Penguin Printing House. It's some variant, but I don't know what the actual, which one is which, okay? One of them is the copy that I got. And by the way, they're both selling for about the same $10, $15, $12. Now, do you factor in shipping if you look at eBay sold listings? So you know how much people are actually shelling out of their pocket. So if somebody spends $12 on a comic book, but they also have to pay for $6 for shipping, theoretically, they just paid $18 for the book, correct? Okay. That being said, they reported sales at 15. It seems to be more around the 12 mark. How many copies are printed? Did everybody, I mean, I happened to grab one off the shelf when I was there. I was just like, oh, that looks cool. It's just, okay, we'll see what it goes. But $12 for an ASM, which probably has, what, 50,000 copies? I don't know. It depends, again, it depends upon how the character grows. I'd shoot to try to get this one. If you can still find it on your shelf, great. I would try to see if I can get this for around the 10 mark if you really need to have it. But if not, we'll give it a few weeks and people will be dumping their, buying their $5 books and selling it for 10. They double their price. They're happy. Okay. I don't see it really taking off tremendously unless, again, it turns out that the print run on that one was low and the character really takes off kind of like Punchline. So let's see. Oh, yes. Masters of the Universe number 1, the 1982 version. Raw is going for 65 and a 9.8 for 475. Because since we can't report the true first appearance of He-Man, which shot up in value and then tanked tremendously, let's see if we get people to buy the second one. With, his first on his own book. 475 for first appearance of Masters of the Universe number 1. And a 9.8. 1982 DC book. Think about how much G.I. Joe shot up and how much has come back down. That being said, if you could get G.I. Joe number 1 and a 9.8 for 475 right now, you'd do it, even though it's come down. Did Masters of the Universe have a higher print run? I don't think so. I think it probably had a lower print run. So to get that at a 9.8 is probably not a bad investment for 475. Would I roll the dice on a $65 high grade and try to get a 9.8? I don't know. If it was 20, 30, I would roll the dice, but it's pretty subjective. In 1982, that is a 40-year-old book. So a 40-year-old book, yes, G.I. Joe was the first G.I. Joe in comics. I get that. And this is the second He-Man in comics. But if it does take off, if the movie does well, possible. It's going to be a live action. The animation one didn't. Me personally, I'm avoiding it. Okay, number 6, Detective Comics number 585. First, new Ratcatcher. Raw is going for 30, and a 9.8 going for $295. Is that what I wrote there? I think so. And a 9.8 newsstand going for $500. Okay. This one is, again, a speculation. It's not as bad as Mephisto speculation, but it's still bad. This is a conversation has been made about the success of Peacemaker. And now they're talking about bringing another character to a series from the Suicide Squad movie. Now, based on the characters that were in the movie that survived, which, by the way, I haven't seen, so leave me alone, I'm sorry. So the first one was okay. Second one, I don't know. I just never got around to it. It seemed to be that the likability of the characters that the girl playing the Ratcatcher was the most liked, most relatable, and probably the biggest chance for success. That's why they're speculating on this. It does not mean that this is a guarantee. So, $295 for 9.8, which as soon as ComicTom mentions it, now everybody's buying it, and it's up at $350. Cheers, buddy. Again, that's too much of a speculation. I'm not going to shell $300 on a what if. Okay, if it does take off and I missed it, I missed it. So be it. I missed it. You know, I'll catch others and I'll miss those, but it is what it is. Number 5. Wild Cards, number 1, from 1990 Marvel, selling at $10. Okay, so if you can get a high-grade copy for $10, roll the dice. Go ahead. If I see one, I'll grab one myself. But bear in mind that this book has been around for 30 years, and nobody has cared anything about it. And now, was it George R.R. Martin, the one who made Game of Thrones, is talking about bringing this to a series. Well, he did such a great job ending the Game of Thrones, I don't even know if anybody wants to give him a job. Yeah, I'm sorry. Everybody talks about how he messed up the Game of Thrones, but let's let him have another book. So, but again, for $10, if you can see them if you catch them in the box somewhere in the show, and you see them for $5, $10, snatch up a couple of copies. They come out with a trailer, it'll spike, dump them. If you're looking at long-term investability on that book, it's not there. Number 4, New Teen Titans number 21. This is the first appearance of the, oh God, what is it? So, I was going to say the Bordello of Blood, but that's it's 3 characters that are going to be coming into season 4 of the New Teen Titans TV series, which is doing reasonably well. Raws are going for $20 and a 9.8 for $190. A 9.8 for $190, that's worth going for. Okay, this is definitely this is a character that's already been that they're trying to resurrect. Has already been in the series, so it has some legs. They already have the people that are isn't more than a speculation. They have the people cast for them. So I think that $190 for a 9.8 or $20 for Raw is actually a decent investment on that, and I would try to keep my eyes open for that. Oh, there we go. Church of Blood. I did actually write it down. Who knew? Okay. So, I can't read that at all. What was the point of me writing anything if I can't read it? Oh, there we go. No, never mind. I have no idea what I wrote. Oh, HBO Max. That's where the series is going to be. It's not on. The series is on HBO Max. So sorry. It just looked like a bunch of lines to me. You notice I don't have my glasses. Why didn't you remind me? I mean, come on, guys. You got to look out for me too. Coming in at number 3, something about I can't believe my eyes. Black Panther number 3, 1 in 25, $450 to $650. First, Tosin. Okay, and the book is what, 10 days old? We don't even know if this character is going to be something. What if they kill him in 2 months? Seriously, $450, $650 for a 1 in 25. This is what's driving all the 1 in 25 FOMOs right now. No! Do not buy this book at $450 to $650. You know what? If I'm wrong and it shoots up to 1,000 and it stays that way, okay. Then it's a book we missed. It's fine. Okay. And I'll take a smack on the wrist, whatever. This book is going to be down to $75 in 3 months. That's what I think. Okay, number 2, Dead Day, number 1 from Aftershock Comics. Make sure if you're doing any search on this and you put in Dead Day number 1, throw in the word Aftershock, because otherwise you're going to come up with every Day of the Dead comic book there ever was. Rolls are going for $20 and a 9.8. Now he says are going for $55. I actually looked it up. There's been one sale in the last several months of a 9.8, and it went for $55. I looked also, and there are no 9.8s for sale on eBay at this moment. It's not a book that people got graded. I didn't even check the grading census on this. But now that this is brought to light, That's why it's 20 and 55. Don't expect it to stay there. People are going to grab up these books and start submitting them, and you're going to see some fast tracks that go through real quick, and they'll come out and they're going to be asking $125 or $150, and at which point people are going to say, "Oh my God, the book is shooting up. I got to grab a copy now before it gets any higher." Nope. Wait till the regular submissions come back, and you'll probably have a good enough quantity on the market, and at the same time, a fact for all this news to calm down and settle down a little bit. This is like what JP's budget collecting. If you have, did you subscribe yet? If you have, he would call this an "I'll be back," meaning that price will come back down. And I think that you will actually be finding the 9.8 Dead Day #1 in between all the news. It'll come down probably about $60. So I would be looking for those in about 3 or 4 months, more like 5 or 6. So let's put this down on my list of Remember Me books. We're only one book away, and then you get another. You got to Remember Me from this week. Woohoo! So #1. Okay, now if you haven't watched the Book of Boba Fett episode 6, this would be where you need to turn it off unless you don't mind a spoiler. If you did, if you have still watching, I'm going to assume that you don't mind a spoiler or you've seen it. Man, I had my face this close to the screen, trying to look at the figure in the distance. Okay, so we got Darth Maul #1. Darth Maul #2. First appearance of Cad Bane. Man, did he look sick or what? It felt like his speech was a bit slower than I'm used to, but maybe I was wondering if they needed to slow down the voice actor's speech to allow for the words to be enunciated properly in his mouth, but it worked, and it was he was scary. Okay, I'm looking at him like, that looks good and frightening, and it'll give me nightmares. But I don't get nightmares because I am not a little girly man. Raw is going for $180, and 9.8s have hit $1,100 for Darth Maul #2. Damn, I gotta stop saying it. Do I think this is a good investment? No. I got into an argument with somebody at work. He said that Boba Fett's going to kill Darth Maul. He's going to kill Cad Bane in the finale. I'm like, there's no way that they brought back this major character to kill him in the next episode. That's not happening, okay? I just don't believe that. But think about how much Boba Fett books have dropped, okay? And he's the character of the show itself. Cad Bane, he'll be a nice character that'll pop in from time to time, and I'm sure give fits to any Jedi or Padawans that cross his path. That being said, it still can't heap this kind of level. I mean, I would really think that 9.8s in 3 or 4 months after Boba Fett series ends are going to drop back down to 400 for a 9.8, maybe 500. I'd be looking for it in that range. Don't grab it right now. This is another one of the, I'll try to remind you guys, but this is such a #2. Make sure I write the right number. This is such a hot book that people already knew about and people were already speculating about, that I think right now that the prices that are driving up, people that speculate on are dumping these books. They're like, yes, this is the moment I've been waiting for. This is why I spent $400 on the book, and now I can sell it for $1,100. Yay! Okay, I never bought one, and I'm certainly not selling one at the moment. I may buy one in the future, but only when it comes back to the $400 to $500 range, which is where the market will correct itself, back to where it was. Now for my Remember Me pick of the week. Okay, this is a book that a few months ago was selling for anywhere between $15 and $60 based on speculation that they would be making a movie about this. Up to $60 for this book. And yeah, JP even said that this is definitely an I'll be back. You're a fool if you're buying it for $60. Well, you know what? He was 100% right. Way to go, bud. This book is now selling for $15 to $20, right back where it was, right before all the speculation. So we're talking about World War Hulk #1. Okay, this is the Finch cover, which I kind of agree. I like this cover the best. It goes for anywhere between $15 to $20 right now. Yes, there are listings on eBay for 40, 50, but those are buy it nows. Watch for an auction and with actual bidding, and it's going to finish up between $15 and $20. So if you don't believe me, just check the sold listings. You'll see that nobody's actually spending $40, $50 for a book. See it at a show, try to grab one. This is a great time to try to pick this book up because it's not on anybody's radar. Nobody's talking about it. And when the next bit of news comes out, it shoots up. Okay? If it doesn't transpire into a movie, it will still always be a $15 to $20 book, just based on the fact of the storyline, the cover art, and everything else, the value that it gained without the hype in the first place. Okay? So I hope that you found all this information helpful, and that you can... If you agree with me, disagree with me, tell me that I'm crazy on any of these things, I would love to hear other people's points of view and put them in the comments so other people can see these points of view as well. Reminder, 6 days, T-minus 6 days. I'm going to have to only work a half a day that day. I will be on Slab Hub, and I'm really looking forward to that. Again, I got the books already set out. I've already put them in order. I'm looking forward to it. I've already ordered a new laptop because I fried this side of my laptop, all the connections, because I tried to charge an old phone. Apparently it had a short circuit. Now every plug-in on this side of my laptop is dead. But it's a 10-year-old laptop. It was due to be replaced anyway. Next step is that camera right there. That one right there. You need to be replaced. But something a bit more modern. Guys, thank you so much for joining me yet again. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, click on notifications. Until I see you again, mahalo.